Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with our next match of the evening, Big Honkers versus Lava Sharks. Earlier in the evening, we saw Big Honkers go on a decimating run, destroying. Well, I say destroying. It was actually a very, very close match against our previous opponents, known as Fight Club. Fight Club now in the losers bracket. I assume they're going to be duking it out against every team in that losers bracket to try and get that upset victory against the Big Honkers, potentially in the final, if they win this fight against Lava Sharks. But Lava Sharks, they're no pushovers either. Yesterday, they went in a 3-0 sweep against the Boy Girls. Lava Sharks are also a force to be reckoned with. This is going to be a match, a clash of the titans, as it were. Guys, I'm ready. I don't know about you guys, but this is going to be a good one, I'm sure. Let's go over to my friend and colleague, Aspire. Aspire, what do you think of these teams? Who do you think is going to win?
So yeah, I mean we've got some data on these teams. I mean we've seen Big Honkers play twice in this tournament so far. We've seen Lava Sharks play last night against the Boy Girls. That was a 3-0. I think these two teams are pretty evenly matched. I mean, Big Honkers, they had like a very close set with Fight Club. I think Fight Club was no team to just push over, but it's really tough to tell. I mean, you have just a star-studded DPS cast on both teams. I mean, with Jen and T-Drop, unfortunately, Jen will not be playing in this match. But still, just with T-Drop and also Neon Leon, their tank, they've just been such good players in this tournament. So I think that if Lava Sharks wants to get the W, then they have to take care of them because I mean if you just let T and Neon just run rampant in your backline, then they're just gonna just wreck house and like there's nothing you can really do about that. And with Big Honkers, they really need to check Zeal and like make sure that he isn't able to just click heads as he usually does. So this would be a really interesting match, and I'm really looking forward to see it.
Exactly. But we've seen, like you said earlier, we've seen how destructive Neon has been. So when you're going against a tank that brutal, you have to ask, do we need to change our comp? Do we have to change our strategies? Do they need to make a strategy specifically for this team? Because again, both teams should be asking this, in fact, because again, both teams have been incredible thus far. Like you look at the bracket, both teams in their first appearances won a 3-0 victory, which is incredible.
And they
So
say chivalry is dead.
so
Be good.
you have to ask who's like I really do think this is going to be a 50-50 fight. I genuinely can't see this going either way for certain.
I think this is
I
gonna be a
expect this
3-2.
to be another five. I think this is going to be another five piece, to be honest.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's going the distance to map 5. Let's see more map 5s.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, as you said, I part of me wanted to start singing the Hercules. I can go the distance, but yeah, hopefully they can go the distance as well.
Yeah.
As we get ready for the first match of this series, Big Honkers versus Lava Sharks. And we are starting this series on the Arctic Peninsula, a first time for the tournament. Aspire, what do you think? How do you think the teams are going to handle this map?
We haven't seen this map in the tournament so far. I do think that this map, um, I don't know. It's sort of like Samoa. It's like it's one of those maps where, I mean, we haven't played on it that much. I mean, it's not like one of the Overwatch 1 maps that they're bringing back. So it's really interesting to see like how teams are going to kind of converge into that middle side. I mean, you have that high ground with like that bridge area. It's just gonna be really interesting to see like how teams will play around that.
Let's get things going. Ready? for the first fight of this series. And also, we did see in the chat Enzo with the raid. Thank you very, very much for that.
Yes, thank you, Enzo. Wait, hold up. Timeout, timeout.
Oh,
we have a ping issue.
We have a...
Yes, apparently...
Mo has 400 ping. That could be an issue.
That will definitely be an issue. Okay. As the owner of the match, I am using the best server possible option. Wait, we're good? Oh, okay. I've gotten word that we're good, so I will unpause the match.
Okay, so as we get going into the first team fight of this match, of this series, in fact, let's have a quick look at these teams. T-Drop taking out the Doomfist, an interesting choice. I'm surprised Neon is going for the DPS role instead of tank earlier. We saw how destructive he was on tank, but never mind. Neon immediately being taken down by Cheese Puff. The first pick of this map and the series. A huge pick there. We know how destructive a good Sombra can be with those hacks, but it doesn't matter. T taking it down, another player taking down Zeal this time. Both teams now one elimination each as they contest the objective. And there, and down goes okay, multiple takedowns there as wow, that was fast.
Yeah.
I believe Jake has switched to Doom as well.
It looks like they're trying to match that. And
unless I'm just seeing things.
T is no slouch on Doomfist. I mean, even though he's a DPS main, I've seen this man play Doomfist. You do not want to mess with him.
Almost definitely. Lava Sharks as well. This is for the first performance of the day. Do you think there could be some ring rust of sorts?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, we were waiting on a player from the Lava Sharks, so they might not be the most warm. They might be playing into like how they're playing, but
the ring rust doesn't seem to be affecting them as they take the objective. Now 19 on the clock. A pretty fair shift. The Doom brawl going on, I see there with Jake and T, and it appears T lost that fight. Zeal backing him up there as well. Jake then taking down Dragneel, and then Neon goes down as well. I wasn't expecting this from the Honkers. I'm hearing the voice line spam there from, I believe, T-Drop, and they say Chivalry is dead.
And they say.
It appears the Chivalry is not dead because neither team is playing Malga, which is nice to see.
Yes, I don't know if
no
this
hate to all you Malga players in chat, but...
It wasn't even a gentleman's agreement. It seems that they just, neither of them wanted to play Malga.
Oh, and the Brig ult comes down, as does the Tac Visor. Okay, wow, a lot of ults all being popped. Echo getting the dupe off, I believe. Okay, she's getting the kill there. Okay, another Tac Visor comes out there by Cheese Puff, but not getting much value out of it there at the very end. I believe Dragneel tried to pop Tac Visor there. Not getting too much of it. T now switching over to the Junker Queen. An interesting pick. I'm not sure how that goes into a Doomfist, but I suppose we'll have to wait and see. As 87% on the board, can they do it? Can Big Honkers get that one last touch on the board? 96%. Can they touch? They do touch, I believe. We're gonna go into OT here. A huge hack there by Neon. Is it enough? Can they turn it around? Dragneel getting 2 picks on the board, taking down both Brig and Zeal, and now Jake going down. This could be the turnaround that they needed to try and bring this back. A beautiful switch, and they just get it. 99 on the board, holding on to OT as we now have Honkers in control of the objective. A beautiful turnaround there. Well done by both teams.
I mean, the switch on to the Junker Queen by T-Drop. I mean, we've never seen him play this in scrims. This is very interesting.
Yeah, definitely, especially considering that you'll be potentially playing against these guys later on.
Ooh, that was a nice tomahawk from T-Drop.
I suppose I do have to ask, though, considering you might be going against one of these teams later on in the tournament, what are you looking out for here, Aspire?
Definitely T-Drop. Oh, as you can see, he's just wrecking house with his Junker Queen.
I'm not sure who's been the most dominant tank player of this tournament so far. We've seen so many incredible tank players so far in this tournament. I don't think I could pick one best tank. As we hit 92 on the clock, 93, this is potentially the final engage of this matchup. T getting a good early pick onto Zeal here. She's going for the dupe, in this case going for the Mercy, which is very surprising. She's dropping dangerously low, but getting not much value out of the Mercy there. Jake,
when the Junker Queen ultimate comes out?
As does the Kitsune Rush, I believe, but the Kitsune just not enough as Arashi gets sent to spawn. Mish then being sent as well, as does T. I think potentially it's gonna
there's
be
a sight
Lava,
come out, but ooh,
just about. Lava take it by the skin of their teeth.
Just at the last
beautiful
moment.
round by both teams, though.
I would agree. That went down to the wire.
Bastion, how are you liking that new armor Papa made for you?
Some people in chat are suggesting Big Honkers versus UWC in the final could be an interesting fight.
Yeah, especially due to the fact that they're both mostly EU teams. I think there wouldn't have be ping issues as we've had in this tournament so far. It'd be interesting to see.
And some slight team comp changes here. Now Zeal going on the Bastion. We all, as we know, Bastion can put out a ridiculous amount of damage in that turret form, plus the grenade. I think that could be enough to maybe put a dent into T-Drop. I suppose we'll have to wait and see. As the fight kicks off, Jake immediately diving into their backline, going for T by the looks of it, but not getting too much value out of it. T dropping dangerously low to that Bastion turret, but Bastion gets sent home. A huge pick there by Neon with the backup from the rest of the team. Justice being sent home very quickly after that. I believe Zeal has said, you know what, enough's enough, and they go back to the Cassidy.
It seems that Justice does not rain from above as he gets taken out.
Oh, the grenade getting a bit of damage there, and Dragneel gets sent home. Oh no, Dragneel takes down Zeal, my bad. I almost pulled that the wrong way around. She's dropping quite dangerously low there as well. We watch as Dragneel trying to apply pressure onto Jake, trying to do what he can, but Jake backs off. The hack comes out. I believe they hacked a health pack there, making sure that the Mega in the main choke of this fight is under their control. A great play there by Neon. As Justice dives in by the looks of it, it's an all-out brawl going off now. Both the Kitsune Rush comes out. I believe they're trying to go full send. T is the first one to fall by Dragneel, then Mish. It's a bloodbath, and I believe the Lava Sharks are gonna take this one.
A very
beautiful
nice
switch there, and only one ult spent. That is great ult economy there. Well done by the Lava Sharks.
Yeah, I really like how they played that. They didn't invest too much. They used the ultimates that they needed to, and it was just a very clean fight.
Not even ultimates plural, just ultimate singular.
Yeah. I mean, if you can only use one, then
High Noon comes out. Is he gonna get any picks? Nothing from the High. Gets hacked off the High Noon. Gets no value out of that. That is unfortunate for Zeal. Jake immediately getting hacked afterwards, dropping dangerously low there. As the fight kicks off, Jake having to back out, but gets hacked. The Coalescence comes out as well, trying to burn down whoever they can. Zeal gets taken down, as does Justice, as does Arashi, followed by Cheese. It's just domino effect here. As they, I believe, the Honkers take back the objective, saying, this is our house and you ain't taking it. Beautifully done there. I knew this was going to be a close fight, but I wasn't expecting this close. The magnet grenade, they're pretty much doing a 90-degree turn to attack T there. Just proves how strong that how strong that grenade is, as Neon is the first to fall. Immediately gets traded by Justice. T taking down the Brigitte there, a huge pick.
Now
The
the Slice
Tac
comes
Visor
out.
comes out, as does the dupe there by Cheese. Tac taking down Mish, but with the extra healing there by Cheese, could it be enough to keep things going? Not getting much value of the Tac Visor. Mish gets rezzed by Moo, but Jake now being taken down by T. Again, the ults just getting cancelled out. It's just proof of how destructive those Sombra hacks can be.
Oh my god.
Neon
With Neon.
shredding Zeal with a headshot and then finishing Justice off with the virus. And Big Honkers will take map 2 of this control game. We're now 1-1 as we go into the final map of this control game. It's incredibly close here.
I can already tell this is going to be a great series just by how these teams are playing. They're just so evenly matched. I mean, one team wins another fight, the other team just brings it right back. This just seems like this is going to be neck and neck. I love it.
It's a constant back and forth.
Yeah.
I like I said, I don't know who to back in this situation. Both teams are performing so brilliantly. I can see people in the chat chanting for both teams. I see some people very excited that we mentioned UWC as well.
Yep.
Don't worry, guys, we hear you. But as we go into the final map of this control game, Zeal bringing back the Junkrat, an interesting choice. We know Junkrat at close range can pump out a ridiculous amount of damage with those close range grenade hits, but it's not going to matter because Dragnail immediately sends Junkrat home, sends him packing. She's dropping very low, potentially joining him. Yes, he does. She's and Zeal being sent both back to spawn. At this point, you need to back out. They need to just back out and reset, but they don't get the back out in time as Justice gets sent home. I believe that could be enough. They could just barely get out by the skin of their teeth, but T's not going to let them. T's going to apply a lot of pressure, as does Dragneil, sending Zeal back to spawn again. The DPS not even getting a moment to fight.
Yeah,
This
Dragneil's been playing really well
is
this
incredible.
series.
Oh, but Cheese now switches over to the Symmetra. We could be seeing some beautiful teleport plays going on. We see the TP get put down. Maybe to try and get closer to the map. Jake going for a flank potentially. No, slams T into the wall. A huge slam there, but doesn't really get much value out of it. But Neon gets taken down, which is a huge pick. We know how strong Neon is on that Sombra as they slowly force their way through, utilizing that bridge shield and the pressure that comes with Jake on the Doom. But Justice gets sent home. A beautiful axe there by T. The back and forth continues. Cheese now taking down Dragneil. The trade goes off. T, though, with ult. Is he going to use it or is he going to back out? No, T gets sent home by Cheese. Again, I wasn't expecting this much of a back and forth, but it feels like a tug of war. No team wants to give this up. I can understand why, but I didn't expect the grand finals to be this early in the tournament. Like,
Oh.
wow.
We might see these teams back in grand finals with how they're playing right now.
Exactly. A beautiful matchup by both teams here. Dragneil almost getting ult here. In fact, every member of the Honkers with ult. Kitsune Rush goes out, but gets not much damage.
Sides
Spice
come out.
comes out, as does the wall. The symbol comes out, as does the charge there by T, but charge doesn't get too much value. Justice dropping dangerously low, but finishes off T-Drop with a shield bash. That's just bullying at that point. Beautifully done there, as Zeal then finishes off Mish. We're now 55 to 47 on the clock. I do think I just saw Neon going for a flank, though. We could be getting a EMP play, potentially, to start off this next team fight. I suppose we'll have to wait and see. We're not entirely sure. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Has maybe...
And Justice is coming up on the rally. Justice has the rally.
Yeah, but are they going to get it popped off? T going in. The charge comes out.
The EMP comes out.
Puts off a beautiful EMP, taking down 3 targets there. Azarashi being sent packing. Jake going for the slam, but not getting too much out of it. The the high noon, they're not getting too much value, but doing enough damage to finish off move for Jake. And as we hit OT here, can they get the trade-off? I don't think they can.
I don't think any of them can touch.
Lava Sharks are going to take this first map by the looks of it, and they say Chivalry is dead. There it is. We have the winners of map 1, Lava Sharks. A beautiful back and forth there on control. I wasn't expecting these teams to be so evenly matched. Greatly dubbed there by both teams, but as we see here, play of the game, Seal on, I believe, the Cassidy. Incredible plays. A rapid fire Peacemaker? That is terrifying.
It looks like the clip is sped up.
Put it to 2 times speed.
Yeah.
Right, guys, as we get ready for our next map, we'll be taking a very, very brief break. But we'll be returning with, I believe, Aspire, it is Hybrid next?
Yes.
Yep. So while we wait for Hybrid to get set up, we shall see you all very shortly. Get some water, stay hydrated, and we'll be back very soon. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for our next map. As we go into Hybrid, we return to the UK, my home. We're going to Kings Row. Again, Kings Row being picked. It's clear that this is a very, very popular map. As I believe this is now the 4th or 5th time we've seen Kings Row in this tournament. The question is, these teams, I believe both of them have played on Kings Row before, so far in the tournament. So you have to ask, do you think the old strategies are going to work in this next matchup, or do you think they're going to change things up? Maybe change team comps? What do you think here, Aspire?
Ready for battle.
And they say chivalry is dead.
They will fight us, and they will lose.
Definitely, definitely. And as the countdown timer hits in the last 5 seconds,
5, 4,
let's have a brief look at these team comps. We've got Neon back on the tank role, taking up the Ramattra. We've seen how dangerous he was on the Ramattra in the earlier fight. So let's see, can he bring that devastating Ramattra players into this next matchup as the first fight begins. Brig there, not Brig, sorry, May rather, trying to use the wall, trying to block them off. Neon dropping dangerously low there, but Dragneel and T get a huge pick on both Cheese and Justice. Zeal trading out to get down T-drop. Realistically though, with this, with the drops here, I think it's best that they kind of back off and regroup. You don't want to play too aggressive here, especially when the numbers advantage is against you. We watch Zeal now trying to relocate, trying to reposition, but drops down off of high ground, surprisingly. As the fight goes through the hotel, Neon taking down Justice, a huge pick there, followed by Zeal dropping, but Cheese about to go down as well. Cheese gets taken down by Moo. A huge defense play there, beautifully done by both teams. Jake trying to just push them back, trying to back them off. Potentially Jake almost dying there if that wall was up any longer. Zeal trying to apply pressure in the Bastion turret form. Not really getting too much there, but the wall, again, beautifully performed there by T. Just pushing them away, blocking them off over and over again. We know how dangerous this setup is. We spoke to Neon earlier, actually, about these Mei walls and the way they set them up. Again, as I say, we've seen it just then. Cutting off Jake. The ults come out, the nano, comes out, as does Coalescence. Jake taking down the Bastion. Mui trading, though, with Justice, with Coalescence. But she's now taking down... It's a back and forth. I think, potentially, they're gonna... The Lava Sharks are gonna take map 1 here, potentially. They do indeed win the fight, and they take first objective. And we see the cart is about to get moving. 1 minute 40 added from the clock. We now have a total time of 4 minutes 15 seconds. 4 minutes 15 seconds. That's a massive time bank for this next push section. Do you think they can... Yeah, do you think they can do it? And immediately the fight starts. Ana, Mish getting nuked there by Zeal, sent packing. Oh, but the snow comes out, the blizzard comes out. Jake gets frozen, a potentially huge pick there, but gets nothing out of it. They prioritized Justice instead of Jake there. I don't know if that was the play. As Jake goes for the charge, swings wide. Neon now definitely trying to bounce between his shield, using Nemesis form for a bit of extra defense, having to back off and give up a lot of space here. But Dragneel taking down the opposing Bastion, and then gets taken down by Jake. Jake getting a double kill there on Dragneel and Neon. And the march continues. 3 minutes 13 on the clock, only spending a minute, and they're already over halfway to the next objective. Maybe they have potentially 2 engages left as T now switches over to the Ashe. Very interesting choice here. The fight, I believe, is going to get going very shortly. Jake goes for an engage with them, backs off, decides against it. Zeal with the high ground, just trying to burn down anyone he can. Dropping dangerously low because of that fire. The Briggle comes out, as does the Bastion artillery cannon. Dragneel killing both Justice and himself, apparently. The Nemesis form on Neon comes out as well. Jake antied. Jake's not long for the world, apparently, as Jake and Zeal get taken down at pretty much the exact same time. I believe this could be it. No, I didn't notice they actually got the payload across the board there. 3 minutes 44 on the clock. Yeah, I didn't even notice. 3 minutes 40 for that final tiny push. I think they've got this in the bag. But I suppose we'll have to wait and see. T getting a good early pick onto Cheese. The artillery comes out, sending Mish home. God, Zeal just bullying the supports there with that artillery cannon. Mo gets the res on Mish. Then Neon taking down Jake. A huge pick there, taking down Jake. That destructive Doomfist. Neon then trading and taking down both Justice and Echo. Zeal then going home as well. It's just a constant flurry of deaths on both teams here. Gladiators indeed. Oh, definitely. And as we get going into this next team fight, Neon getting antied early on, dropping quite low there, but then, well, I believe that was a nanoed Bastion, a terrifying sight, as Bob gets sent out to try and clean up as well. Bob's going to be guarding that cart with his life as Moog gets the res on Dragneel. Dragneel now switching over to the Hanzo. We've seen how destructive Hanzo has been so far in this tournament. Could be the switch they needed as we go into 2 minutes, 2 seconds on the clock. Let's have a look at the ults here. We have Moo ready to go with the Valkyrie. We have Neon with the Nemesis form as well, ready to go. We've got some very strong ults. Speaking of strong ults, Jake with the missile. The artillery and the meteor strike both come out. And they're getting a lot of progress now. They're just bullying the Honkers back to their spawn. One minute 20 on the clock. They get a TP up to the high ground here. Zeal could be trying something. We're not entirely sure as Moo gets bursted down by Zeal. That turret form just showing how destructive it is. The ults get sent out. The dragon goes flying. Sufferers I have. Neon trying to get anything, but using it more as a way of just pushing back the team. The Sim Wall comes out, as does the Zeal turret. Damage boosted as well. Gets 3 massive picks. I think that's going to be all she wrote. 42 seconds on the clock. Unless no T gets the touch, barely, but not enough. 38 seconds on the clock. And that's a 3-0 full send clear for the Lava Sharks. A beautiful performance by them. Well done.
Initiating match.
God forbid they pull out the Malga.
Ready for
I wouldn't be surprised. Very true, very true. Oh, but Neon on the Reinhardt. Okay, I am all for that. Every map is a Ryan map, as I say. Well, I say as I say, also as Hardy, my boy. Respect London Spitfire. No, but Jake, though, going with the Sigma. Sigma is such a strong poke hero in this meta. Probably one of the strongest tanks in the meta at the moment as well. A hard counter for the brawler type characters like Malga and potentially like Reinhardt, but I suppose we'll have to see as the timer hits 0. It's go time. who's gonna get the first pick of the fight. We see those sim turrets being set up on the choke. Immediately getting a lot of damage there. The anti comes out. Moo getting just tagged there by the rock. An interesting setup there, going for the flank. T dropping dangerously low, as does Neon. Neon gets the anti as well. And is he going to survive? No, Neon gets taken down, sent to spawn, as does Dragneel. A great attempt there, but I think that's going to be all she wrote here. They need to back off and just regroup. Yeah, but I don't think that's going to be the play, as they're just wasting time. But they go for the contest, and the contest works for the most part. They actually take that. A beautiful play. Well done. Exactly. I wasn't. I would see most teams trying to back out of that, but no, they said, you know what? Now we've got the bodies on the floor. Let's go for it, and they did so, and they got it. Beautifully done there by Big Honkers. Guys, this is a team you don't want to be messing around with. Like, I wasn't expecting this much of a performance, and they've outstanded. They have gone above and beyond my expectations. As we watch now, the poke fight begins. Neon trying to hold that corner as best he can, just trying to poke things out. T as well, trying to go use the ice cube as well to try and get a bit more of the view. The coalescence comes out, as does the sim wall, but not getting much value out of it. Jake getting a bit overzealous there, going a bit through the wall. Even with the nano, I don't think it's going to be enough. Not getting too much value. Neon going full send there with the charge, getting smashed into a wall. That's going to be a headache for later. I believe Neon there losing the shield as well. That's huge for Ryan. As that extra 1400 health in the shield is an essential for Reinhardt. If you lose that, then you lose a lot of your defenses. The artillery barrage comes out, cutting off the team. Neon dropping dangerously low. Dragneel trying to match it with his own artillery and taking down Zeal again. A massive pick. But T getting taken down in the process. Oh, but a huge earth shatter there. Taking down Justice. I believe I just... Oh, the Meteor Strike comes down. Jake not getting too much value out of that, I don't think. Dragneel on his own on the point, dueling the Ana. Takes down the Ana. This is a huge push here. Jake just in an awful position, unfortunately. As we hit the final point here by the looks of it. I think we're going to have a minimum of 4 minutes on the clock here, potentially 5. 4 minutes 52, yeah, just shy of a 5-minute timer on this final point. If they go all the way here, then that's going to be a massive time bank for the Lava Sharks to try and contest. Aspire, how do you think they're going to handle this? Oh, definitely. Oh, and as the ice comes out and the coalescence, getting as much as they can, just shredding the Lava Sharks there. I think that might be all she wrote. A beautiful play, unless potentially Cheese can touch. No, Cheese gets walled off. Even ults be damned. No, Tracer gets the pick. This is still in play. The beat goes off. As does the dupe. Can they do it? Desperately trying to push them off, trying to do anything they can. The dupe goes off, gets the bombing. Artillery goes off, and artillery does enough damage. I think T is about to fall as well. They contest and they hold it. A beautiful final pick, 0.86 meters away. 3 minutes 30 on the clock. Oh, definitely. Exactly, and when you look at how close they were as well, they need to perform each team fight now perfectly. But the question is, with a team like this, with a team as destructive. Oh, Neon dropping dangerously low. They're getting anti. Goes for the Earth Shadow, but gets no value. I believe that's another lost team fight for the big Honkers here. I don't know what's happened. It seems they've dropped the ball or something. I was about to say, they need to bring their A game for these fast few fights, and it seems that Lava Sharks are going to be doing just that. A beautiful fight there. But Zeal in the backline is Tracer.
Much better.
Winston v Doom, Dive v Dive. This is going to be a very interesting fight. Neon already dropping dangerously low. Dragneel goes to the artillery cannon. Can he get any picks off it? Yes, he does. Taking down the Ana. A huge pick there. The other support joining very shortly after. Cheese Puff then being taken down as well. Jake dropping very close to depth and going down. Azarashi switching over to the Kiriko. Zeal then taken down. I believe that's going to be all she wrote potentially, unless Kiriko can touch. I don't think they'll be able to. Barely. No, they get it just in time. But the Blizzard comes out. Is the Blizzard going to be enough to just push them away? I think it might be. The trades come out, and Zeal, I think, gets pushed away, and that's going to be all she wrote. As we go into the overtime here, a 1 minute time bank versus 2 minutes 3 seconds. That is a huge difference, especially in overtime. If your name is Lava Sharks, you've got to be sweating bullets at this point.
Initiating match.
Exactly, and if I've learned anything from watching my boys, the London Spitfire, for so many years, it's never underestimate a Rhine comp, because those things are scary. Oh yeah, representing the GOAT. Okay, and as we get ready for this final fight, we see Jake taking up the Zarya, an interesting choice. Zeal on the Widow. We've seen how painful Widow has been so far in this tournament. Do we think Zeal can get those all-important picks? We'll have to wait and see, as both teams now going for a Mercy. Interesting choices. Azarashi still on the Ana.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
A Bastion, again, very interesting choice. We've seen how powerful Bastion has been in this fight. As the match gets underway, she's taking the high ground above the hotel there. The Maywall comes out, trying to block off anyone they can, as does the turret form Bastion, taking down the Zarya. A huge pick, by the way. Cheese Puff following shortly after. We know how dangerous Zarya can be on a full charge, so if you deny Zarya the charge and melt her before she can use it, that is just insane. Especially with the Mercy on the team as well. If you damage boost a Zarya on full charge, it's pretty much a free win, but not if you get denied the charge at first. And that seems to be what they're trying to do. Zarya and Cheese now, Jake and Cheese getting cut off with the Maywall. Not for too long though, as Jake falls dangerously low and gets shredded again. And I think that's going to be it. They don't even get a toe on the objective, as that's going to be it. A beautiful hold there by the big Honkers. These guys are unstoppable so far.
Initiating match.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Yeah, and especially with how dominant they've been thus far, I imagine that's going to be quite easy, especially with a 2 minute time bank. Double what the Lava Sharks were given. I think that's going to be it here. Again, we know how dangerous that Ryan is, and Jake again changing tanks, this time going for the horse. Peter, the horse, is here. We do have the Orisa in play, as well as the Symmetra. We know those Sim turrets can be a pain. I see Junkrat there. Jake setting up Zeal even setting up a very nice little present there next to the door, next to the choke. A very interesting little hidden late Christmas present there for anyone that goes for the flank. We'll see if anyone gets caught out by that. And the Junkrat door spam begins. Neon already in position, waiting for the team, ready for the push. They check it, they face check it with the door, and I believe they're going to go for it. The TP goes out, going for the high ground. A beautiful play there. The coordination by these guys are unmatched. But Zeal trying to push with the Junkrat, just burning them down as much as they can, just trying to apply any pressure he could as they maintain that high ground control. But no one's hit the point yet. As the timer ticks down, 1 minute 25. Are they going to touch the objective at all? They drop down from high ground, taking down Justice. A huge pick there. We have Dragneel as well, maintaining high ground, trying to just burn down anyone he can. Moo, unfortunately, falling by Cheese, but get the trade with Jake. And it's almost there, touches away in 3, 2, 1. That is going to be it. Your winners of King's Row, Big Honkers. Beautifully done by both teams, but Big Honkers just proving that they are unstoppable in this series, in this tournament, in fact. But Zeal, surprisingly, getting play of the game. We saw how dangerous Zeal was on that Bastion throughout this series. And throughout this map. A well-deserved play there from Zeal. Next up, I believe, is going to be Escort. So, as we get ready for all that, we'll be having a very short break, so please, by all means, go get yourself some water, stay hydrated, go grab some snacks, and get ready for our next match, our next game in the series, starting very, very shortly. We'll see you in a few minutes. All right. As we get going into the next match of this series, we move over to Rialto. First time pick for this tournament. Rialto, again, a beautiful map. Yeah. Aspire, how do you think this one's gonna go?
Well, you can play Rhine on this map. I want to see if Neon will bring out the Rhine or if they're gonna go with the Ramattra comp. Jake, I mean, we've seen was kind of playing mystery heroes during that last King's Row game. He's very comfortable on the Doomfist, but it looks like they're not gonna go with the Doomfist comp. Gonna go with the Zarya. Jake, is a good Zarya, but I don't know if it's going to be an answer for... Oh, actually looks like Neon is going to go with the Ramattra.
This will not be won without sacrifice. Be ready.
I'm not sure how they're going to try to counter Neon this game.
Exactly, and as we get going, Jake taking up the Zarya again, but Neon with the Ramattra. We know how dangerous that Ramattra is. Surprisingly, not really prioritizing high ground too much here. Neil taking a fair bit of damage though, having to give up high ground with the bullying from Cheese Buff. T being sent to the heavens in the ice block there, as the fight gets underway. At the moment, they're just trying to poke out, see who can get the first pick, but they're still getting a fair bit of progress on the cart here as well, which is very surprising. And the first picks come out, Dragneel and Neon both taking out Cheese and Justice, T then being followed, taken down, and then Zeal. A fair bit of trading going on, as Dragneel, they're trying to burst down anyone, just firing down lane. That all-important cart progress now being denied as the cart starts to roll back. And the fight begins anew.
I'm really interested about this Junkrat pick. I mean, we've seen Zeal play it a few times in the past.
The ults come out, the wall comes out as well, cutting off Neon, but it doesn't matter. Neon says, I don't need no teammates, and goes full send. Taking a lot of damage, but dealing a lot of damage as well, taking down Zeal. And then with the support of Dragneel and Mish, taking down Justice and Cheese Buff.
They're just so good at this Ramattra comp. It's not even funny. It seems like this is their comfort comp that they like to play.
I mean, you say that, but they were also equally as destructive on the Reinhardt.
That is true. But I will say that they are trying to counter Jake. Looks like they solo grab onto the Moira.
Oh, the grab and the Riptide coming out. The Riptide not getting any value because the ice block. But Dragneel with the three-piece. No, the two-piece rather. Taking down the... It was a two-piece.
Oh, it was a two-piece.
One of those kills was the Junkrat tire. T getting the headshot on Azarashi rather. A beautiful set of kills there by Dragneel. Very, very dangerous as well with that tag visor. Zeal and Cheese and Justice all going for high ground using the Sim TP. Kitsune Rush comes out, but the wall says no, cutting them off. And gets countered by the Blizzard. The Sim wall comes out, as does the Brig Rally. Is it going to be enough to get that extra value? Is the extra healing going to be enough? Zeal says yes as he takes down Mo. And then Neon gets taken down. And I believe that's going to be it, as they have to back off and give up point 1, potentially. But a very strong hold there by the big Honkers. As we look at the time bank, only 40 seconds on the clock.
I don't think Lava Shark should be disappointed with that push at all.
Exactly. Beautifully done there. The Riptide comes out. Is it going to get any value? It bullies Mo, sending them straight back to spawn. The Lava Sharks just pushing forward, uninterrupted pretty much now, as they cross the bridge and keep moving forward. Some great plays here so far. The Coalescence comes out by Mish. Can Mish get any value on the Coalescence? Just trying to support the team mostly, by the looks of it, trying to get a bit of damage out, but not getting anything. As Justice takes down Mish. Mish gets traded out with Justice. She's then trades and gets traded. It's a back and forth fight here as we watch on. And down goes Dragneel. I believe that's going to be it. Neon and Mo just need to get out if they can. Just back off.
Yeah, they
and
have to
try
get
and
out.
regroup. But by the looks of it, Zeal and Jake and the rest of them aren't going to give them the opportunity, as I believe. Oh, no. Kitsune Rush comes out, as does the Nemesis form on Neon. The Ramatra, we know that extra damage resistance. Oh, and the ult comes out as well.
Oh,
As
Neon gets
does the
trapped.
wall. Is it enough? The Junkrat tire comes out. Is the tire going to be enough to get any picks? Maybe T gets taken down, but no, the wall says no. No value on the tire again. T getting taken down. Sorry, T taking down Jake. Zeal then taking down Dragneil. Dragneil getting rezzed. I'm telling you, these reses are essential. You need to prioritize the Mercy because those reses are so important. Attack Visor comes out from Dragneil. Dragneil takes down Cheese Puff with that all-important Attack Visor. I think now trying to use the rest of the timer to try and just apply a bit of pressure, dropping dangerously low, but gets healed up. Jake dropping quite badly there as well. Just trying to apply any pressure they can, trying to push through into the hotel opera house looking building. Mish using that healing damage orb as well, trying to take down, and does take down Zeal. Jake following quite far afterwards, as does Azarashi. 30 seconds on the clock. I think this is going to be the final fight for these guys. Question is, 30 seconds left on the clock. Is it enough? They do have some all-important ults online. Can they use it to get to the cart, and can they use it to push it all the way? I suppose we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
10 seconds. This is the final engage. Can they do it?
It seems that Zeal can get Riptire. Oh, nobody gets taken out.
But Zeal gets taken out early. A huge pick there as Brig brings in the rally, just trying to get to the objective. Gets the objective. Coalescence and the Kitsune Rush comes out, as does the Blizzard. And there we go. There comes the Nemesis form, taking down Cheese and Azarashi. And then there goes Justice. I think it's going to be it. Jake trying to use the Graviton Surge, but it's not enough. I think that's going to be all she wrote. And there we go. A 1.5 point hold there. Both teams should be very proud of themselves. They both fought that one incredibly well.
I think it's interesting because we don't usually, I mean, at least playing either in Quick Player on Ranked, you don't usually see teams get held at that bridge area. It's a very, I don't know, I'd say weird place to get held. I would say that they did utilize the high ground very effectively in that house. But I think that if you're Lava Sharks, you have to like, I don't know, kind of reconsider your comp and just reconsider how you're dealing with Neon and Dragnail. I think Dragnail has been having a great series so far on that DPS role.
Oh, definitely. And as we get ready for the next fight in this series, is it gonna be enough? Can they do it?
Yes. You didn't want to be the only one.
I never had one.
I believe I have pictures.
I bear my burdens as best I can.
The countdown comes down, and off we go. Let's have a look and see this team comp here. Cheese using those sim turrets again to try and just bully the enemy team. We do see Zeal on that Hanzo. We know we've seen some dangerous Hanzo players so far in this tournament. Is Zeal gonna be one of them? Neon taking up the Winston, interestingly. But Mish is the first one to fall. A beautiful headshot there by Zeal.
Such a nice kill.
Zeal dropping pretty dangerously low there as well. Then Neon gets taken down by the flail, by the looks of it. Justice getting that pretty big pick onto Neon there. And the cart begins to roll back. So far, this is mirroring the first round. But I suppose we'll have to wait and see if anything else happens. Neon going for a very deep pick there, taking down both supports. That is a huge pick there. But Cheese, with the help of Hanzo, taking down Genji. Brother versus brother, and Genji gets taken down. as does Dragneel, Cheese, and Jake. A beautiful trade there by both teams. Mish finishing off Zeal. And by the looks of it, the big Honkers are going to take objective 1. Unless they can contest. They do have enough time to get maybe one last contest in. Or maybe they're going to give this one up. I'd be surprised if they did, considering... Oh no, I see the TP coming out. I think they're going to go for the contest. Or they potentially C9 this. No, they go for the contest. Very bold. T taking down Azarashi. Neon taking down Justice. Again, those supports getting deleted pretty much immediately. It's such a decider here. As soon as you take down those supports, it's just... You're not getting any sort of healing. You're not getting any sort of support. And that's what you need, especially in a high damage dive comp like this.
Exactly. I think big Honkers, they've been really good with the dive. Neon's just been diving directly onto those supports. And it's just like Lava Sharks, they need to find an answer. They need to be able to protect Azarashi and Justice Beeb, or else they'll just lose this game.
Again, we look at this time bank almost already at the point with a 4-minute time bank. You have to ask yourself, as the... Oh, and the ults come out. Both dragons come flying, as does the Tac Visor, but it's not enough. I believe that could be it. The Primal Rage comes out, sending Zarya to her doom, potentially. Graviton trying to hold as best they can, but it's not enough with a 3-minute 47 time bank. Big Honkers take map 3. Beautifully done there by both teams. But again, we have to just look at Neon destroying on both Ramatra and Winston. We've seen Neon take up that DPS role, but Neon on the tank is just terrifying. Another play of the game under Neon's belt. As we move over to, I believe, push is... No.
Yes, push. Push.
Yes, it is push.
It is push.
Push is going to be our next map type. And while we wait for the teams to decide where they'll be going, we will be back in a few moments. Don't go anywhere. We'll be starting very shortly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the third map of this series. We're moving over to Canada. New Queen Street, a beautiful map. One of the first maps we saw with the push game mode. It's a classic. Aspire, how do you think they're going to handle this map? Because it's a very windy map in comparison to some of the other push maps, for example, Colosseo.
I do believe that they could go with well on the side of big honkers. I think they could either go with the Ramatra comp or the Ryan comp. I mean, we've seen mostly those comps during this match, but I don't know. I mean, I think they might want to go for a Brawly comp. Maybe just stick with that Ramatra comp. Looks like Jake is going to be on the Doomfist, and we're going to have Neon on the Reinhardt. Coming up with the Lucio with Mew.
5, 4,
And T's going to be running Mei.
2, 1.
And as the countdown hits 0, the fight will begin. Neon taking up the Rhine again. We know how dangerous he is on that Rhine, as we saw on King's Row. But Jake rocking the also equally as dangerous Doomfist. The first fight begins as both teams go over up to the hockey statue. T getting the first pick on Tracer, a huge pick there. Both Jake and Neon countering each other out with those charges, and both Neon and Azarashi dropping quite low because of that. And it appears that the big honkers are going to be the first to get some progress on the robot. Again, counteracted with those charges. Jake being cut off by the Mei wall and gets taken down.
Oh, such a beautiful Mei wall.
Play there. A disgusting Mei wall by T-Drop. Just saying lol in the chat. Even the BM as well. Come on, T. You're better than that. We don't need to BM.
You can BM when the match is over.
She's taking up that high ground position in the cybernetics shop. But it doesn't even matter because Dragneel's just going to bully them, but gets bullied himself, being headshot by Azarashi. The wall comes out again. And I think by the looks of it, they're going to lose this team fight, giving Steve over to the Lava Sharks.
Did you see the kill cam Zeal? Some friendly banter in in match chat.
Very intentional kill, yes. And as the fight gets underway, we see Neon, who switched over to the Winston. Very interesting choice here. Using that Maywall for a bit of extra cover while they regroup. And off they go. Neon, unfortunately, not getting any value, though. Getting taken down. Along with T. The Riptide comes out, but gets nothing. Zeal taking down Mo, sending them back to spawn. And then Dragneel being followed shortly after. Both teams very close to the close spawn point now. Question is, who's going to get that first? By the looks of it, it's going to be Lava Sharks. As the next fight gets underway, Neon diving in a bit early there, but enough to maybe push off the team. She's, though, duplicating the Winston, getting a fair bit of damage in the enemy backline. But she's now getting taken down by Neon, a huge pick there. T trying to use that wall to cut off the supports. The Meteor Strike comes out, but nobody's home. T gets fisted into a wall. Don't take that one out of context. As the bubble drops down, trying to... I believe Neon there was trying to cut off the supports, but wasn't able to. I think that could be Lava Sharks taking another teamfight win there. So far, quite the back and forth. Both teams holding it as best they can. Surprisingly, though, I genuinely didn't expect to see the Lava Sharks giving this strong of a performance. But as the next fight starts, Brig comes out with the rally. The High Noon comes out as well.
Gets two.
Gets a double kill with the High Noon. A huge double there. I believe that's going to be enough. That's all they need. Spending only 2 ults there. A huge, huge fight win there. As they take the bot and get Steve moving once again. A massive stagger there onto drag Neil. But Neil knows switching over to the Ramatra. Again, we know how dangerous he is on that Ramatra. Is it going to be enough? T getting the early pick onto Zeal. Ramatra going in with the Nemesis form, trying to get as much damage as he can. But just gets denied that damage by the looks of it. Jake now on his own, pretty much getting pincered from multiple angles. As is Cheese. I think Cheese is about to go down. Cheese does get taken down there by Neon. A Hail Mary grenade there by Zeal, but getting no one. And as the bot pushes further and further, we need to have a look at these ults. Both teams getting very close to a fair few game-changing ults. Dragneel about to get Attack Visor.
All 5 ultimates.
The Kitsune Rush comes out, as does the Attack Visor and the Coalescence. And I think that's going to be enough, just shredding through the Lava Sharks.
3 for Dragneel.
A massive play there by the big Honkers. Down but not out, clearly, as the fight continues. And I believe the big Honkers here are going to get the close spawn. Yes, they are. Zeal, though, getting a pretty big early pick onto T-Drop.
The High Noon comes out.
And the...
Oh, gets 3!
A massive triple! Zeal taking down both supports and Dragneel. That is a huge play. Potentially play of the game. Neon there getting quite heavily staggered as well. Even despite that brilliant push there by Big Honkers, they just get shut down by a single... Oh, the Meteor Strike comes out, but nobody home. Mish getting to slip away there, just barely by the skin of their teeth. But yeah, as I was saying, that High Noon, so dangerous. Jake diving in, taking down Mo, and she's finishing off T-Drop. Mish then being sent back to spawn as well. I think this is going to be it. Potentially, the staggers are just too much. As we hit just over 100 meters on the board. So close to all the way. Probably this is going to be the final chance, the final fight. Dragneel gets taken down early by Zeal. The High Noon comes out, but he gets denied the High Noon. Neon just doing anything he can, taking down Zeal, but the rally comes out. Azarashi gets taken down, as does Jake, as does Cheese.
Oh, and
there
everything
goes
is going
Justice,
wrong.
a huge fight. They almost had it by the skin of their teeth. They just barely lost it. Butterfingers, it slipped out of their fingertips. So close, but so far. 112 on the board compared to 57. But with 2 minutes 30 on the clock, the big Honkers now have to try and just go all in. They need to get multiple wins in a row, and by the looks of it, this could happen as Dragneel gets the first pick onto Zeal. A huge pick, by the way. We know how dangerous Zeal has been, but the Kitsune Rush comes out, as does the duplication, duplicating Ramatra. Dragneel gets taken down, as does Mui, as does T. The entire team gets shredded. Mui going for the ult, they're going for the Valkyrie, but gets no value out of it, being shut down before they can even get a single bit of healing from it. That is a huge loss of healing there. For the cost of only 2 ults, that is a massive teamfight win. As we go into potentially the final fight of this match, Jake and Zeal both with ults. She's getting the early pick onto Dragneel. That is huge for Big Honkers. Zeal comes out with the High Noon there, taking down Moe. T-Drop dropping dangerously low, gets taken down, a massive fist being sent flying. Dragneel going down, taking down Cheese in response. Neil then being taken down by Zeal. I think this could be it. The team just falling apart. They're doing anything they can. Zeal just poking at them, just pushing them away. I think that's going to be all she wrote. If they can touch, they'll touch, but I don't think they can.
Oh, the sights.
Neon comes out, as does Attack Visor, but Attack Visor gets no value, gets shut down before they can get the kill. Jake being cut off by the wall, and there we go again.
Wow,
They get so close, but immediately pushed back.
just by the skin of their teeth, they win.
That's amazing. 40 seconds on the clock. I don't know if they can do this. The big honkers, they need to perform perfectly every single team fight, but
Look how
when
much
it's
they have to
do or
push,
die, can they do it? Exactly, yeah, no, that's like at the very least pretty much double what they've already got. Over double, in fact. As the fight begins, Neon comes out, the ults come out, the hack gets triggered, Justice gets hacked out. I don't think the rally's gonna get the value there. No, the rally gets denied because of the hack. A huge hack there by Dragneel. Moe going for the extra healing there, trying to do anything they can, and they keep it going as we push into overtime. They haven't even made it to the wall yet.
Make your stand at the robot's
And now the true fight begins. They get to the wall. Steve's movement is going to be much, much slower now. Zeal there on the high ground, getting a huge early pick onto Moe, denying that extra healing. The duplication comes out, as does the Kitsune Rush. Coalescence comes in return. Coalescence gets taken down, as does the... Both teams just giving it all their all. I think this could be it, as the team gets taken down. The overtime timer clicks down, and your winners for the push game mode is gonna be the Lava Sharks. A beautiful attempt by both teams, but even more beautiful by Lava Sharks. Lava Sharks take the win.
We are going to a map 5.
Another map 5 in this tournament tonight.
So
Guys, where are all the maps 5 yesterday?
yesterday was just practice. This is the real day.
A beautiful three-peat there by Zeal, as we saw there in the match replay. Beautifully done. Honestly, I don't even know who to call as the MVP so far. Both teams are just performing so brilliantly. As we move over to our 5th and final game mode, Flashpoint. We'll be with you very shortly. For now, go get some drinks, stay hydrated, and we'll be with you in a few moments.
Initiating match.
All right, all right, all right. As we move into the 5th and final match of this series, we'll be going to Suravasa, I believe is the pronunciation.
Hold on.
And
Back on NA server. Hold up. I
wait,
4-1 ping admit. I did not change the server. It's just been on the same best selection option for this entire tournament. I'm not
but as we get ready for the final fight of this series,
Every Dr. Zhou. Did Captain Opara make
the,
it back as well?
I'm afraid not.
Flashpoint, or as I like to call it, control on steroids.
Felt the same about you.
I like to call it hard point from Call of Duty. That's basically what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, but control on steroids just sounds funnier.
True, true.
As we get going into this fight, we have Moe on the Lucio. Interesting choice. Team comps still relatively similar as we get going for the first fight of this final map. Neon trying to do anything he can, using that wall to give himself a bit of extra cover as he charges in, but gets denied a lot of damage there because of Cheese Buff. A beautiful bit of damage there. T dropping danger. You guys gets taken down by Justice. Just Neon doing anything he can there, trying to just push out using that wall again to try and deny some damage output. Focusing down Zeal. Zeal gets shredded there, finished off by Dragneil. Cheese Puff trading that out though with Moe. Then getting traded by Neon. A beautiful fight there, and I do believe they're going to have to back out of this one. And Honkers keep control of the first point. 55 on the clock.
Yeah, this ROM comp is just, or Masha comp is just so good for the big honkers.
Almost definitely. As we get going for this next fight, 93 on the clock. Can they contest? They do go in. They do try and contest it. Is it going to be enough though? The high noon does come out by Zeal. Doesn't get any value unfortunately, but the pressure is apparently there as it pushes them off and it gives them just enough to take it over. 99 to 5%. A beautiful team kill there by Lava Shocks.
Looks like Azil gets a kill onto T-Drop.
%60 now on the clock. And they're just... Oddly, they're just standing there. They're not... Oh, and I believe they're now trying to go for a push. 77 on the clock. I think they might have left this a bit too late, potentially.
4 ults on the
wall
board
comes out,
for the big
cutting them off.
honkers. Sights
I
come
think
out.
that could be it. Dragneil trying to use that tag visor against
three.
a beautiful 3-piece with the tag visor. 98 to 99, 99%, but gets the trade over. I don't think they'll be able to contest this. A beautiful attempt there by the Lava Sharks, but just not enough. As the big honkers take the first flashpoint.
That was beautifully
Done there by both teams. Jake, though, very low. There we go. Jake finally getting over to Justice. I thought, for a minute, I thought Jake was going on a little holiday though, doing some sightseeing in between matches.
Hey, you're in map 5. You have plenty of time to do
And
that half of the game.
And as the flashpoint unlocks, the first ones on the board are gonna be the big honkers. Zeal getting taken out quite early into that fight. She's taking down Dragoneel. Again, a huge pick. Justice now coming out with the rally. Trying to do anything they can. The duplication comes out, duplicating Ramatra. Ramatra has his ult going, but it's not enough. The Coalescence being the extra damage that they needed as they trade this back. Zeal trying to go for the high noon, gets a pick onto Mish, a pretty big pick there. But it's not enough. Neon taking down Azarashi. And I do believe, even though they're being bullied here, I think they're going to hold it just about long enough, getting to about a 63% capture there. Beautifully done by the Lava Sharks. Now, a bit of bullying in chat there. Can't catch me from Dragneel. But Aspire, as they prep for this next fight, you look at the board, you look at how both teams have been playing. 63 to 29, 30 now. Currently in favor of Big Honkers. If your name is Lava Sharks, what do you do here?
Jake needs to get more value on this Doomfist. Oh, and as I say that, he gets a kill on the Dragneel.
But I don't think he's going to get anything else by that because he's dropping dangerously low. But no, gets the healing there from the Brigitte Justice.
Oh, the stagger.
Neon just... Oh, Neon.
Oh, the stagger. Oh, no.
Just the scream from Ramatra there.
That reminds me of a Super Smash Brothers scream when you knock them off stage.
Like the Ramatra Wilhelm scream, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
And it looks like they're gonna take. It looks like they're gonna take flashpoint number 2 here, as we tie it up again, 1-1. The next flashpoint is gonna be Garden here, as we move over to that objective. Let's have a look at the teams and think about what ults are going to be coming online. T-Drop 90% on the Blizzard. Dragneel getting pretty close as well.
Zeal with the
Zeal
high
pretty
noon.
much just got high noon, in fact, yeah. I think in terms of if we're going all out with ults here, I think I have to be in favor of the Lava Sharks here, because you've got so many strong ults here. You've got the high noon, you've got the Meteor Strike, and you've got the
Kitsune Rush.
Kitsune Rush, exactly. Question is, do they engage? No, they engage for the high noon, surprisingly. I wasn't expecting that. The wall comes out from T-Drop, though, denying any value from that from that high noon, sorry. Kitsune Rush does come out, as does the Blizzard. And I believe the Kitsune Rush gets cancelled out by the Blizzard. Perfectly placed, though. It's either you get the buff from the Kitsune Rush or you get frozen. And they chose, you know what, now we're not going to get frozen, but instead we're going to finish you off, denying them the point, 44-4. Seems people in chat are very much in favor of Jake here. Jake is the favorite by the looks of things. Ramatra, they're going for the Nemesis form, not getting too much value, but the ult comes out as well. Dragneel dangerously low, Death's taken down, but so does Justice, then Mish as well. Neon then getting taken down by a beautiful slam there by Jake. Jake, the favorite of the tournament by the looks of things. 70% on the board.
A beautiful kill on the T-Drop.
Exactly, yeah, no, like, just the back and forth, no matter, it seems these back and forths always seem to be in favor of the Sharks.
Yeah, I think
As
Jake
we
is
hit
really coming
into
back in the series.
90s, and
This Doomfist is actually working out.
Zeal there trying to deny an objective point, but they do get there in time, but Mish gets taken down by the high noon, as does Neon, who's now been switched
And
over
Zeal
to
gets
a
3.
Junker Queen. Moe gets taken down, and even trying to deny it. A great attempt to try and deny it, but too little too late, as it's now 1-2 in favor of the Lava Sharks. Lava Sharks now on match point as we move to the potential final flashpoint of the series here. Can they do it? Can they turn this around? Neon now switching over to the Winston. T now switching over to the Ashe. We've seen how dangerous T is on that Ashe in previous matchups. Justice dropping pretty low there, trying to do anything they can, but gets denied. Dragneel with those missiles finishing off Justice, only for the rest of the team to finish off the big Honkers. A beautiful play there. Dragneel getting majorly staggered, as does Moe. Zeal just a demon on that Cassidy.
Yeah, Zeal has really woken up this last map. I mean, not to say that he was sleeping, but I think he's very overperforming, if I'd say.
I did briefly have a look in Twitch chat, and it appears they are arguing about who's his favorite, Neon or Jake. But I suppose we're going to find out as the Kitsune Rush comes out and the brawl begins. Neon and Jake going at it pretty much. Oh, but Dragneel takes down both Azarashi and Justice. Two massive picks. Desperately trying to take this as much as they can, and they do cap it. 1-70. They've got to hold this for a long time to try and bring this back. Steven, do you think they can do it?
I think it's definitely possible. I mean, they just have to stay coordinated. They have to not make any mistakes. Just play this slow. Like, they have the ults. I think both teams, they have a lot of ults coming up. It's just how they cycle them is going to make all the difference.
Definitely. But as the brawl begins, open up with High Noon again. Trying to use that bubble to counteract the damage from that High Noon. High Noon gets no value, but it applies pressure. The Meteor Strike comes out, also gets no kills there.
On the Mercy's one.
But it's not all about kills. As the Merciel and the Coalescence both come out, the Primal comes out as well. Jake takes down Dragneel, a beautiful kill there. But they've now had to back off the duplication onto Winston. A duplicated Primal there, not getting too much value. The Dragon Blade comes out. Gets the kill on Justice there. A massive kill there by T.
Gets a kill on
double
Zeal.
kill by T, taking down Zeal as well. 95, 96, 97. Can they hold? Can they do it? Or is it going to be pushed into OT? Desperately trying to hold it as best they can. It's just Jake. Can Jake contest it? Jake backs off. I think Neon's going to go for the kill.
And we're
2-2 into the final moments of the final flashpoint. This could not be any closer.
Final fight for final point. Looks like Zeal is going to go on to the Junkrat.
Another switch. It's interesting seeing which heroes they keep switching over to. They keep investing their time into. I like, these are not heroes that I would even think of using, in all honesty, especially not in this current meta. But if it's working, they're working. And as the flashpoint unlocks in 3 seconds, it appears that it was going to be the Lava Sharks going to get first hold, but
Ooh,
Neon
the reflect
engages,
on the
goes for
Zeal.
kill. A beautiful deflect there by Zeal. Cheese then taking down Moe. Mish taking down Justice. Is a beautiful trade. Back and forth, back and forth. Question is, who's going to outlast the other? And I think Jake is the last one to go. And that is going to be Big Honkers. First one on the board. T-drop with the BM there. Voice line spamming. Merry Christmas.
Merry
You're
Christmas.
a bit late for Christmas. You're a bit late for Christmas there, too.
Might want to change your clocks. Or maybe it's just EU time.
What do you mean EU time? I'm in the EU.
Just some friendly American banter.
We're behind. We're not a month behind.
Hey, don't question my logic.
42%. The Primal Rage comes out. Neon going full send, trying to get any value they can, but has to back off, dropping quite dangerously low there. Jake going for a flank using the Meteor Strike. Gets no value, unfortunately. Justice getting melted there by a combination of Winston and T, but it doesn't matter. T gets the res. I'm sorry, Moe gets the res onto Neon, sorry. T getting a beautiful kill there with the Dragon Blade, and I think that could be it. 80% on the board. That could be all she wrote. Jake doing anything he can to escape and survive, but it's just not enough. Ladies and gentlemen, your winners of this match potentially is here 9900. Your winners, Big Honkers. They'll be moving forward into the tournament. Beautifully played by both teams, and a massive GG for both players. I've got to give it to Neon. I'm sorry, I've got to give it to Neon. Absolute unit, a second MVP, in my opinion. Incredibly well done.
I think they all played beautifully, but I'd have to give it to Neon as well. He really was just a unit, as you say. He was just the main leader of this of this squad, and just he led his team to victory. And honestly, he should be very, very proud with his play. He stepped up, and this I have no words. This is just an amazing performance by this team.
Exactly, and there we have it. Your winners of this best of 5, going all the way, going full send yet again, is gonna be the Big Honkers. Again, a beautifully played match, series of matches, in fact, by the team. You guys should be very proud of yourselves as you move on further into the tournament. Congratulations, and we can't wait to see who you go up against next. As later on, we will be having the United Water Consumers versus Penguin Impact. The winner of that match will be going against Big Honkers tomorrow. But until we get our next match going, we do have our post-match interview. And considering I called the last one Aspire, who do you want to interview from this incredible team?
I mean, I would like to give it to Neon, but I actually want to interview XQ Dragnail. As one of their subs, he really stepped it up. I mean, he's somebody that doesn't normally even play Overwatch, but he really stepped it up as that DPS role. So yeah, I think if I were to interview anyone, I'd like to interview Dragnail.
All right, well, if we can get Dragnail in here, let's have a chat with Dragnail.
Natsu, you are the player of the match for the Big Honkers. And
Oh, really?
yes, and we would like to interview you.
Oh, what did I do?
You popped off. So, okay, as somebody, I mean, Natsu, I mean, we're personally friends, but as somebody who doesn't normally play Overwatch competitively, and Overwatch isn't your main game, what were you thinking going into this match?
Oh, I was just like, when Tito invited me to it, I said like, I was like, I'm gonna be really bad. I'm probably gonna be trolling this game. But as I was playing, I felt really comfortable. I always playing Soldier and Bastion, so I always stick with them, and I had really good hits always, and I felt really comfortable. And even though I never played this game, like, I don't know, maybe it's because of I train a lot with League of Legends. Maybe that's why.
Oh, for sure.
Kinda.
I mean, you might not be playing Overwatch, I guess, in the first person, but with League of Legends, I guess that could kind of be like Overwatch in the third person. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I still have to aim. Yeah.
you still have to aim. I mean, if you're good with skill shots, I mean, that should translate over.
Yeah. It was really frustrating the last point because the last match they were keep focusing me. Doomfist and Echo. I had no. I had like 12 deaths. It was a bit frustrating for me.
Yes, for sure. But just on that soldier role, you got just a lot of just impactful tac visors, a lot of 3Ks, a lot of 4Ks. Yeah, and I guess you guys just really shut down the Lava Sharks and their DPS line. I mean, Zeal. I mean, you saw how dominant he was in several of those matches. But you guys just came back and just really gave it to him.
Yeah, I did my role. I just shoot and hope I kill someone.
Perfect. But we are kind of running behind schedule, so I'm not going to stretch this interview out too much. But so your team, Big Honkers, won in this match. So you will be facing. Let's see here. You'll be facing.
It's not.
Whoop.
Yeah, it's probably not me because Jen will probably take my place again.
Yes, but your team will be facing the winner of the United Water Consumers or Penguin Impact. So, of those two teams, who do you think is going to come out on top, and who do you think you're going to face tomorrow?
Well, I feel like I met Penguin one time, but I'm not sure how their play style is, so I have no idea who's gonna win. It's like a 50-50 for me there. because I have no knowing what skills they have and what their rank are right now. I have not really checked the bracket and the list team. So if I personally if I know Penguin, I play with him a little bit Overwatch, so I feel like they have a more chance maybe.
So you think Penguin Impact will beat United Water Consumers?
Pension Impact.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Never won.
I think that might be a hot take. Tal, what do you think?
I mean, both teams played incredibly well. Honestly, I think I don't really know. I mean, both both. I mean, Penjin, we've seen them play. They're very very destructive, but yeah, honestly, I'm not sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, for me it's just totally like 50-50 for me because I have not seen them play, I have not seen their team play. So yeah, for me it's like very like confusing for me yet. So but if I choose I will go for the one that I chose.
Exactly. But I won't hold you on any longer because we do have some other
Yes.
matches to get to. So thank you so much, Dragneel or Natsu, for
You're
playing in this
welcome.
match. And we hope to see your team tomorrow playing either the United Water Consumers or Penjin Impact.
All right. Sounds cool.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so that wraps up our interview with Natsu. So we are kind of running behind time. So I don't believe we can have an interview with the losing team because we do have some other matches to get to. But stick around. The United Water Consumers versus Penjin Impact will be happening soon. So stay tuned for that.